Hello, guys. My name is Ehato Christian Osaze, and you are welcome to the Real Talks Nigeria. Quickly, let us continue our series on the 64 ways to make money in Nigeria. Remember, we've talked about 14 ways out of these 64 ways up to this point. Today, let us talk about the 15th out of 64 ways to make money in Nigeria. Today, let us quickly talk about the money circle. The money circle. Remember that life is a continuous circle. There is a time you are born, and there's a time you die, and there's a time you reproduce, you know. So, money equally have the same life cycle. Okay, so there are four stages to this cycle. There is first the recovery stage, the expansion stage, the hyper supply stage of money, and then, of course, a recession stage, a point where there's hardly any money in circulation, as we have right now in Nigeria. Money is scarce. Money is available, but money is scarce. There was a time in this country where there was oversupply of money. People had access to cheap money. Then oil and gas was the in thing, and it was very easy both for government and the private sector to have access to money. But now it is very difficult for government, either at the federal level or the state level, to have access to money. So, how do you make money in each of these stages of the money cycle? And don't forget, after the recession, what comes next? A recovery. We are going to recover, but however, before we recover from this scarcity of money in Nigeria, there are things we need to do. We need to understand, as we said earlier, that there are four stages to this money cycle: the recovery stage, all right, the expansion stage, the hyper supply stage, and the recession stage. Once you know this stage that you are in, and now listen, it is not the same for everybody. There are people right now experiencing recession, and some others are experiencing what? Recovery. And there are people who are not in the recovery stage, but rather they are in the expansion stage. I know people who are investing as though there is no recession in Nigeria at scale. So it just depend, on the stage in which you find yourself, or the industry, okay, in which you find yourself. All the industry are not at the same stages in the money cycle. Okay, so but if you are in the recovery stage, you have to be prudent with money. It means that you need to open up your eyes and find out the areas where recovery is taking place. Once you know the area in the economy where recovery is taking place, you can go into it. Take for instance, I do real estate. I can guarantee you right now that real estate is recovering right now. Why is real estate recovering? Real estate is recovering by and large because Nigerians are just waking up to realize that they can actually invest in real estate by taking the route of land banking. Because there's a recession, a lot of people are quick to liquidate and take their hands off the properties they've been holding for long. And there are people who want to travel out of Nigeria and they need money by all means to travel. So by so doing, they can easily crash the price of land or the price of houses. Take, for instance, a property that could have gone for 100 million back in the days when there was hyper supply of money. Same property could go for less than 100 million. It could go for as low as 50 million naira, you will not believe it. All you have to do is open up your eyes and find out areas in real estate where money can be easily accessed, where properties can be easily gotten for a good deal. Good. So now, for some others, it is time for expansion. So, if, for instance, you have on your bucket list, you have 10 people who are having real estate distress, for instance, and they want to sell their properties, all you have to look for is to find money by all means to buy those properties. Because once the national economy recovers, these prices would not remain as cheap as they are. Rather, they can revert back to the original market price or even higher. But right now, because the economy is having serious recession, I will encourage you to source money from as many multiple sources as you can and go on property acquisition spree. I encourage you to look for areas that are fast developing, where development sort of has slowed down, but there is still government investment in those areas. Take places like Ekpe in Lagos. Development in Ekpe is faster than development in Ikeja. What you have in places like Ikeja are the things you can call redevelopment, but raw, fresh development is taking place in places like Ibejuleki and Ekpe in Lagos. All right. So the other stage of money supply would be something like hyper supply of money. There are some areas in Nigeria where there is still more supply of money than in other aspects of Nigeria. So I hope that these little things we've talked about, money cycle and 4 stages of this money cycle has added to your knowledge bank. So let me go over it again. We have said that there are 4 stages in the money cycle. We have said that there is the recovery stage, all right? There is the expansion stage, all right? There is the hyper supply stage of money, and then there is the recession stage. So there was a time in Nigeria when it was very easy, for instance, for churches to make money, for churches to, um, you know, attract money from members. But now, because of the recession, the oversupply of money back in the days have gone down. But if you have a ministry or you own a business, I encourage you to hold on to the ministry and then hold on to the business, because after recession, there would be a recovery. My name is Ehato Christian Saze. I hope you have learned something. When next will come your way, we will talk about the 16th way out of 64 ways of making money in Nigeria. God bless you. See you in the next video. Ciao.